Hello, good morning. Today is Sunday the 10th of May and I've been here a week now and just lying in bed watching the sunlight coming in through the windows, contemplating how last week went and looking forward to the week ahead. And hopefully this week I'm going to try the trip over to Ireland or possibly to the Isle of Man from Holyhead, depending on which way the wind's blowing. But I am anticipating some heavy weather, maybe on Tuesday, Wednesday, possibly into Thursday, so we'll just have to plan around that. Also got Big Brother turning up, so that'll be a big help. It'll be nice company and also be able to help us on one of the first major journeys for Iola. So really looking forward to that. Also got some goodies turning up, hopefully, to the local chandler. Things that I've discovered are needed over the last week. So I've ordered them and you can help us unpack them. As I had visitors arriving, I thought it would be prudent to give the boat a clean. So after breakfast, I get out the cleaning materials and give Iola a good scrub down. Holyhead is well served by a great little train station, and after a 6-hour journey down from the northeast, we were finally greeted with the arrival of the man himself, my older brother Sean. Since Sean's arrival on Tuesday, the weather's been up as anticipated. We've got 25 knot winds. Hope you can hear us over the wind, gusting to 30, 35. Waves breaking over the breakwater. It is a falling forecast, so we might be able to get out today. And there's a beautiful rainbow there, hopefully showing a sign of better things to come. Let's see how we get on today. Good morning. Well, the weather's finally come down after a few days of strong blow here in Holyhead. So the decision's been made to make a trip over to Ireland today, namely Dunleary. So we're really looking forward to that. It's a trip of about 60 miles as the crow flies, but no doubt we'll do a few more than that. The weather's coming from the north and so is the tide. So we've just got to make sure that we take that into account, and it'll probably add a few more miles onto the journey. The vessel's prepared, all the safety equipment's been checked, the engines have been checked, and now me and my brother Sean, we're just about to go up top and prepare, get the engine started and prepare everything for setting off. So we'll see you on the other side. After lodging a passage plan with Holyhead Coast Guard, we slipped our moorings and motored out of the bay, bound for Dunleary in Ireland. Yeah, that's us out and underway. Sean's on the helm. Everything good. Jib out just to the first reef and 2 reefs in the main. Just passing the breakwater. Just testing out the tiller autopilot. It's not too rough conditions and she's able to hold the course quite easily, but I'm sure she's taking up a lot of electrical power. Maybe struggling just to keep the course that she's on. We'll keep an eye on her for 2 minutes and then we'll go back to manual helm. Making good progress on our way to Dunleary. About a third of the way there. Managing to maintain a steady 6 knots and all is well. Everything stayed in place on Iola. Just about to make some soup. Kettle's on and yeah, everything's safe and sound. Some traffic coming up behind us, which keep an eye on. With the sails well balanced, Iola's actually sailing herself at 4.5 knots to 5 knots. Just self-compensating. I suppose that's the advantage of having a long-keeled vessel. Absolutely fantastic. Confirmation that our navigation skills are up to scratch. That's the Dublin ferry heading into Dublin, so we'll just follow him in for the last hour or two. As we entered into Irish waters, we hoisted the Irish tricolour. Dunleary Marina's up ahead on the nose. And there we have it, Iola safely tied up in Dunleary Marina. So we're off for a creamy pint of Guinness. Okay, see you later. Good morning. It's Sunday the 17th of May and we've had a great couple of nights here in Dunleary Marina. Town's really nice, great little pubs and restaurants. The marina staff have been absolutely brilliant. Everyone's been really friendly, but the weather's turning a little bit today. A little bit more westerly wind, not quite as strong as it's been over the last couple of days. So we're going to try to take a little trip up to the Scaries, which is about 30 miles north. Or a 30-mile trip north of Dunleary. So we'll be on our way shortly. All the checks are being done and we let you know how we get on a little bit later. Bye. Well, there we are. We've left Dunleary Marina, bound for the Scaries, which are roughly 27 nautical miles trip. Just motoring at the moment under mainsail. Just motoring at the moment under mainsail. There's only 4 knots of wind. Hopefully it'll pick up and build and we'll get a nice downwind sail.
Lots of small boats out in the harbour. Great to see dinghy schools, sailing schools and racing going on here. Very, very active sailing community, and we had an absolutely fantastic stay. No dolphins. Now just motoring past Holyhead. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Very small little marina just north of Dublin, but only accessible plus or minus 4 of high tide, and very, very shallow in areas, so not really a place that I think I'll be going very often. And then just off the bay is what's known as the island of Island's Eye, a nature sanctuary, which is supposedly very, very beautiful. Okay, the winds picked up a little bit, as you can see, up to 20 knots, and heavy rain squall just hit us. So what we're going to do is heave to and get some warm clothes on and get ourselves settled, and then we'll carry on the way. Everything under control. Okay, Sean, so if you tack through the wind, let the mainsail back, once you're settled, put the tiller back the other way. See there how much calmer it is. How's she holding there, Sean? She stopped?
I think she's just about stopped.
Good. Just keep her there for a minute and then we'll lash the tiller once we're happy that things are settled down. But yeah, things noticeably calmer. Is your holding position, Sean?
Yeah.
So we're hove to during the squall of Port and Island's Eye. You can see that very calm conditions on the boat, hardly moving. See there, there's 3.6 knots over the ground, but that's including a couple of knots of tide. But all in all, very stable, very good. I will just have a little play around with it, balancing the sails, getting the rudder position, but very happy with that. We can go downstairs in a minute, make a cup of tea and get warm. When we were hit by that squall and during the heave to manoeuvre, I could have swore I heard someone playing Nickelback music or something down here, but it's unusual because I would never have that kind of monstrosity on the boat. So I came down to look where it was, and what it was my guitar had fallen off the shelf up there, and on its way down it had actually composed a Nickelback song. Unusual, but we'll get that sorted out. Okay, about 3/4 of the way through the passage to the Scaries, and we've got quite pleasant conditions now. Fresh breeze of about 14 knots, and we're set up on a nice downwind ridge. Got a preventer rigged just in case some change in wind or build of wind, but everything very relaxed. Motor sailing up towards the Scaries, final half an hour. Turned into a beautiful day, but we're racing the clouds home. get in and anchored up before we get hit by any more squalls. So we picked up a mooring buoy in the Scaries on arrival. Really nice, well protected anchorage mooring farm in the little town of Scaries. I think that's what it's called. The islands are actually called the Scaries, but maybe the town's called Scaries too. Really nice and calm during the night. But we're up early today and we're going to make our way back to Holyhead because the weather's favourable for us and it'll be a great trip over today, I'm sure. Let's see how we get on. Seven o'clock on Monday the 18th of May and we're leaving the Scaries bound for Holyhead, back to home port. I've taken over the helm for a little while. Biological autopilot is now on standby. We sailed the seas on a boat made of cheese to Dublin, then north to Scaries. With the tip of the hat, we made our way back, being careful to dodge all the ferries. One of the things I promised myself after last week's mammoth wrestling match with the inflatable version of the Titanic was to purchase a smaller, more manageable dinghy. So I got this one from the local chandlers, packs down very, very small, 2.5 meters in length and weighs just 33 kilos. Easily managed by just one person. And this is her inflated, and she'll be very, very easy to get over the guard wires and into the water. I also purchased an electric outboard, again just purely for ease of handling. This one's just 12 kilos and I'll just use her for the short journeys to and from the shore when I'm moored up or at anchor. She comes with the transom clamp, and once the transom clamp is fitted onto the tender, it's just a quick and simple process of just engaging the spigot and locking her in position. And just simple one click button just to take her off, and she's that portable, like you can actually carry it around with you. You know, if you were to go ashore, you don't have to worry about it being left on board the tender, and you can carry it away with you and go about your business. and this is her out for her first spin around the harbour. Two big burly guys able to fit quite comfortably into the tender, and the outboard was more than capable both in and out of wind, pushing us along at a good rate of knots. Then, after a sad farewell, I was all alone again. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's given you a little bit of an insight into life on sailing yacht Iola, and looking forward to the next couple of weeks and see what happens. And just to raise a glass, say thank you very much to Sean, who's been on board for the last 10 days, really helped out. And yeah, we got a little glass of Tamnavulin Speyside single malt Scotch whisky, was on offer at the co-op. Okay, cheers everyone, see you next time.